Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. Thank you so much for being here with us. We're looking today at the New King James Version. Been doing a few videos on this recently. Also, one of our most popular videos when we first kind of started the channel is called Errors in the New King James Version. You may want to check that out too. But we're going to look today, does the NKJV, New King James Version, maintain accuracy of translation? We're getting this from the TBS, Trinitarian Bible Society, quarterly record, April through June of 2024. Good stuff from TBS. I've done a lot of videos on those over the years. So let's get started. Again, thanks for being here. So does the New King James maintain accuracy of translation? So in Psalm 30 verse 4, it says, is accuracy of translation improved in the New King James compared to the AV, Authorized Version? Here are several test cases. Psalm 30 verse 4, the remembrance of his holiness. In the NKJV, it says the remembrance of his holy name. So that's obviously two different things. So this is not a translation, but an interpretation, since the Hebrew Masoretic text has the word holiness. So it's just formally equivalent, like God wanted us to know. The King James, just interpretation for some reason in the New King James. Zechariah 9:17 is another example of this. For how great is his goodness and how great is his beauty. That's the King James. For how great is its goodness and how great its beauty. You'll notice quickly, his is replaced with its. This is a passage that's prophetic of Jesus, and his goodness is changed to its goodness. In the margin, the New King James Version offers the alternate his. So again, it just randomly inserts this for some reason. It's not the Masoretic text. Revelation 19:8, another example. The Authorized Version says, for the fine linen is the righteousness of saints. The New King James Version says, for the fine linen is the righteous acts of the saints. Now we know there's an imputed righteousness and then there's a lived righteousness, but let's see what TBS comments on this. The Greek reads righteousness, righteousnesses. This verse speaks plainly of the imputed righteousness of Christ to his people. The NKJV replaces this vital doctrine with the good works of the saints. If the NKJV was a sincere update of the AV, it was continue with the orthodoxy of the AV and reject the influence of other translations. And so it gives two examples of the NKJV following NIV readings. The first is found in Matthew 26:45. So the King James says, then cometh he to his disciples and saith to them, sleep on now and take your rest. NKJV says, then he came to his disciples and said to them, are you still sleeping and resting? Now, the NKJV follows the NIV in making the statement of Christ a question rather than an imperative. The received text nor the critical text make no distinction, meaning that it's a deliberate translation decision. So it's more than just an update, the fifth update. It is a revision, and again, following critical text understandings. Luke 12:49, the AV says, I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? The New King James Version said, I am come to send fire on the earth, and how I wish it were already kindled. Again, the NKJV follows the NIV reading in making a question a definitive statement. So it doesn't, and that's just some examples. Now let's go to this question. Does the NKJV adhere to accurate pronouns? Many languages of the world make the distinction between the singular and the plural. The biblical languages also make this distinction. Therefore, in order to have a faithful and accurate translation in English, we must also make this distinction. This is one of the big reasons King James is most accurate. And argue if you want, but no other translation almost in the English language keeps thee, thou, thine singular, you, yours plural. You'd never know if it's singular or plural. And they mention like Spanish, other languages, Hebrew, obviously Greek. You know whether it's singular or plural. So one of the claims against the AV, King James, is that it uses Old English terminology, such as words like thee. However, this is not true. Particularly with thee, it uses accurate English that's able to address clearly the singular and the plural. Thee, thou, thine, singular, ye, yours, plural. There are many thousands of instances of personal pronouns and a vast quantity of verses in the AV which differentiate between the singular and the plural, using words such as thee and you. A couple of examples. I know John 1, the first several verses, have some things as well. John 3 especially. Okay, so the AV, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, all the disciples, that he may sift you, all the disciples, as wheat. But I have prayed for thee, singular Simon. NKJV, Simon, Simon, indeed Satan has asked for you, that he may sift you as wheat, but I have prayed for you. In the AV, it's clear that Satan had desired to have all the disciples, you, but the Lord Jesus Christ has prayed specifically for Peter. He had the keys to the kingdom. This important distinction is totally lost in New King James. There's so many others. John 3:7 is one I like to use. Marvel not that I say unto thee, you must be born again. New King James, do not marvel that I said unto you, you must be born again. So the Lord Jesus Christ addresses Nicodemus with the singular thee, but makes the application to all people with the plural ye. Again, totally lost in New King James Version. So it totally misses accurate pronouns, accuracy of translation. Is one reason, New King James is so much better than like your ESVs and your NLTs and all that. And so many of them are good kind of sometimes to give a gist of the meaning or something like that. But we're looking for every word accuracy like Jesus tells us to, Paul says to, Moses writes about. Yeah, it doesn't have that. So, and there's many reasons, we've talked about them. It seems like in infinitum here on the channel. So God bless, we love you. Check out our other videos, subscribe, hit the bell notification. We'll see you. Bye-bye.